Hello everyone, Fanta here. You are watching FANTAVISION, and today I am doing another viewer submitted topic, and again by the Blight Monkey. Thank you again for the idea, and to those of you who are still wondering if I'm taking more ideas, the answer is yes. Because again, I'm pretty much out, and most of the ideas I have on my list are from you guys. I do have quite a few ideas lined up. It's not like I'm running out of content or anything, but the more you guys help, the easier it is on me, and that's great. I can just keep making videos and not have to worry about, oh shit, I'm out. Don't have to worry about that, which is nice. So today I'm going to be discussing how I would run Walmart if I was in charge. Now, I did zero thought about this before the video. I mean, I did a little bit. I was like, I'm just gonna wing it. I feel like that will yield the greatest results. Or the worst. I don't know. I mean, this is the first of this series. We're also going to cover a couple other stores and restaurants maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this does. I have no idea. Real quick, well, people are going to ask, Dogfish Head Sequench Ale again. I keep drinking it. No, I'm not sponsored by them. And yes, I would accept sponsorship. I'm wearing the hat and glasses again because my hair is just a mess. So how would I run Walmart? Well, let's go ahead and start with the outside. Now, the cart crew is regularly stupid, and they're regularly slamming carts into things. They're breaking the columns. They're holding up traffic. The first thing I would do is to actually teach the cart crew how to do their job. And I don't know how to do their job. So I would, of course, appoint somebody else that knows what the hell they're doing, because I do not. I don't. I don't know of a better way. I just know that they need to be trained because they're not really trained at all. According to my buddy that worked in cart crew, they're not really trained with anything at all. Like, they're just kind of left to their own devices and just figure it out. There's the carts out there. Go get them. And, I mean, it's not that difficult of a task to collect carts, but somehow they still screw it up. So I feel like some proper training would help. I also would allow them to listen to whatever music they wanted. Most Walmarts don't care if they listen to music, but I've heard randomly they've like really cut down on that for some reason. Like, why would you do that? They're outside all day. If I see a cart crew person listening to music, I'm like, at least you got that, buddy. I'm not thinking, how dare he have some sort of enjoyment? But according to a lot of different corporations, any semblance of relaxation or enjoyment is a bad thing. A lot of people here on YouTube say the same thing. Not sure why they're slave drivers, but there you go. That's why there's shitty managers out there. Just look in the comment section. So training, letting them relax. They already kind of do it. I don't know if they're allowed to, but they sit in the shade. Let them do it. They're not going to collect carts all day. You have to let them build up for a little bit and then go out. If you're out there all day moving carts, you're going to be blocking traffic all day. And with the whole blocking traffic thing, I don't really think there's anything they can do about that. That's just kind of what's going to happen when you get a whole train full of them. But I feel like the training would help them not hit as many cars and not hit as many columns. So that'd be golden. I feel like customers need to be trained where carts go too, because they, for some reason, even though they're right next to the little cart corral, they just hoist it up on top of the curb and leave it there, or they leave it in the parking space next to them because they're idiots. I don't think there should be a Walmart greeter. So if I ran Walmart, there'd be zero greeters because they don't really exist anymore, and most of the time they're just kind of weird people, and I don't need to be greeted coming into the store. I mean, what is their purpose? I don't quite understand it. Welcome to Walmart. That's where I am. I already know that I'm here. I know it's kind of nitpicky, but I've always felt it was just a kind of a pointless position. I guess it's to help the elderly or something like that. I don't quite understand why that position exists. I guess back in the olden ye old days, Walmart actually was a place where people wanted to shop, but now most people begrudgingly shop there. And I don't think some guy half-heartedly saying hello while he's sitting in one of those little rascal scooters is going to make anybody feel any better. Which is most of the time where they are. They're usually not standing in the middle like you see in all the promotional photos. Usually at least all that I've seen, all the welcome people are just sitting in the corner over there. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know it was a worker. I thought this guy was just sitting there. And it's just weird. I don't know. doesn't need to exist, and they usually get in the way of a bunch of people coming in with carts anyway. So eliminate that position. We're saving money. We're going to pass that down to the other workers. We're going to raise those wages up. Congratulations. Everybody got a raise because that position does not exist anymore. I'm not going to go through all the positions of Walmart because there's like a billion of them, but I feel like discussing cash registers is something that a lot of people are going to want to talk about. Now, you can't obviously have all those cash registers open, but you do need to have all of them in existence, in case, Black Friday, stuff like that. However, I'd probably turn about 60% of the cash registers into the self-checkout lanes. I edited out the part where I said self-help because you're not trying to get therapy while you're in there, but I'm sure the employees could definitely use it, so maybe we'll work that into their benefits. So I'd have a bunch of self-checkout registers because you only need one person for like 20 of them. So if you've got a ton of those kind of lined up and you don't really have to deal with people, and I'd definitely do an interview process where the people are not as weird, because I've had these self-checkout people follow me into the little area and they were just kind of weird about it. And I don't know, they just seem very strange, and I didn't like them staring at me as I was putting stuff in the... It's fine if you're just kind of glancing around, but like following each individual customer over to the area, and you don't need to tell us where to go and which one's open. I have eyes, I can see, I know it's over there. I'm getting very nitpicky here. But these are all things that I feel like would improve the shopping experience and make Walmart a less terrible place to shop. I'd also stop those damn lights from dimming and getting brighter and dimming and getting brighter. Just make them dim. I just make them a little bit dimmer and keep them at that. It's fine. You can see in there. It's not dark. It's the perfect lighting. And keep the skylights they've got going on. And then at night, you could turn them a little bit brighter-ish, but you also kind of want it dim too, because people are coming in usually like 3 a.m. and they're stoned, and you don't want to mess with those people. Also, another thing I would do is, I understand why they do this, but I don't like it, so I would not do this if I worked at Walmart, or if I ran Walmart, not worked there. I'd never do that again. I would not ever close the self-checkouts. Why are you doing that? You still have people there. You can still steal from Walmart, even if you go through the regular area, or you just avoid it, because for some reason, all of the checkout lanes that they have open are usually like in the middle of the store, or just by the one where they've shut down. I mean, people could easily just sprint through the door. You're not stopping anybody by shutting down the self-checkout. You're just making it a pain in the ass. You go in the middle of the night, there's a big-ass line. You're like, what the hell? First of all, why are there so many people here at midnight? And why do they only have one lane open? I hate that. I never want that to happen again. All right, we just spent a lot of time on the cash registers. But you know what? I feel like that's a main complaint for a lot of people. I would change something about the deli. A lot of the stuff in the deli area is kind of gross. I don't know if you've had the food there, but their wings are disgusting. They're fresh for the first 10 minutes that they put them out, and then these gooey, just gelatinous messes. Like, that's not sauce. I don't know what the hell they put on those wings, but they're terrible. New wings. Steal whatever recipe, Safeway, or whatever your equivalent is, Fry's, Kroger's. I don't know if Fry's and Kroger's are any good when it comes to that sort of stuff, but I know it sure as hell must be better than Walmart, because Walmart, everything in the deli section is disgusting from what I've had. So all the pre-prepared food, I would up that. Make sure that's all a lot better, because it's just terrible from what I've had when I used to work at GameStop, and I'd eat that stuff all the time. Because when you're working at a place and you don't really have time to go out and get food. I mean, I'd get Subway a lot, but you get sick of Subway. I went to Safeway and got sandwiches. I got sick of that. I would go to In-N-Out, but you get sick of that. You just get sick of everything around you until you start trying everything. And I tried all that stuff in the deli section. It was all awful. It was just pure garbage. Walmart has the money to make good food. Make the good food. Another thing I would do is, for all departments, I would make sure that none of them are short-staffed, because what is going on? What is going on? Especially in electronics. There's like 2 people working there, 3 people working there. Like, I get it. There are dead days. But you know what? Enact a new ability. When I worked at the Chinese restaurant, if there was a dead day, you could go home. If that happens, there you go. Just start sending people home. But if it's a busy day and you have those extra people, congratulations. Or because you're Walmart and you've got $1 bajillion, don't send anybody home. I guess just, I don't know, let them be. Find them something else to do. But when you've got that one poor person in electronics who is running photo, the entire electronics section, and then for some reason sporting goods doesn't exist anymore and there's nobody there, so you have to cover that, and then you have to cover paint because there's nobody there, and then you have to cover toys because nobody's ever in toys. It gets a little bit overwhelming, and it's not overwhelming because, I have to help a bajillion customers, which sometimes does happen. It's, there's a call coming from halfway across the store, so I better run over there with like 5 sets of keys chained to my belt as my pants are falling down as I try to make it to the side of the store. Eliminate all that. At least keep one person per department, and I feel like you're fine. I mean, that's all you really need on a basic day is one per department. And I mean per department. So in electronics, keep the one person in photo, keep the one person in cellular, and keep the one person in regular electronics. Then keep the guy in toys, keep the guy in sporting goods, because I feel like whenever I worked there's a bunch of other random people just meandering around, not really knowing what they're doing, and yet for some reason I'm stuck with 5 departments. I don't quite understand what's going on and why you need so many different area managers when there's only 5 people on the floor. Doesn't make sense. Don't do that. I would also completely remove, somebody wanted me to cover this, the aquarium area. I'd remove it. It's done. It's gone. Every single time you go to that aquarium area, it's basically just a fish graveyard. I don't want that in my store. I don't want that in any Walmart. That's horrifying. It's just a bunch of dead fish. Keep all the other pet section stuff. That's fine. But any store with an aquarium, immediately just ship it off to some other pet store or have like a giveaway sale. I don't know. Get it out of the store. You don't need it. On Black Friday, I'd have all this stuff that makes sense in the places that make sense. I would close the store for about an hour before Black Friday so that people aren't just mosh pitting the little areas, but I guess people then are flooding in. So to prevent that, you let a couple people in at a time. I get that goes against the Walmart code of wanting people to beat each other up and trample each other and rip apart the displays, but you know what? It'd be nice to not have that. And I get Black Friday's not as big as it used to be, but I feel like if they did that, maybe it'd be better. I don't know. They can wait an hour, It's not that big of a deal. I remember when I used to have to wait hours and hours and hours overnight because I was an idiot and thought it was fun to go to Black Friday when I was like 16 and wait in these long-ass lines for hours for Rock Band 1 to be on sale for like $50 or something for the full band set. That doesn't even sound like that much of a deal. But I was excited at the time. And it felt more orderly. I mean, I was inside the store, but they made you line up in the different sections in the store. So maybe do that again, but you can't really do that because it's 24/7. And I don't know. I would figure out how to do Black Friday differently. I feel like lining people up outside like Best Buy does is a good move. I think that's the move. People can have an hour without Walmart. I feel like they'll survive. I'd also have more days off. That's another thing. I'd have more days off for people that worked there. I would have Thanksgiving off for sure. I would have Christmas off. I'd have the New Year's Day off. I'd have... what are other holidays? I'd have more holidays off. I get that it's a great store to have 24/7. I'd still have it open 24/7 because I love having a store that is 24/7. But I feel like giving these poor people more vacation time would improve morale and it would just make it a better place to work and shop. Not everybody be miserable. Also, I'd repaint the damn places. Remodel every single store because you go into a store, you feel like everybody in there wants to kill themselves because they're in a place that looks like a mental asylum. Make it not look like a mental asylum. Take some notes from Target. Do whatever you can to make the store not as depressing. That's all you got to do. Please try doing something. I can already hear the people complaining in the comments about the nitpicking nature of this video. I don't know if you noticed, but that's the point. That's the point of the video. The point of the video is how I'd run the store. If you disagree, that's fine. But that's the point of the video. You clicked on it. Another thing I would do, I don't know how I would enforce this. It'd be kind of difficult. But to find a way to make sure that the managers aren't complete dickheads. Because I feel like it's a normal thing when it comes to Walmart, of all places. I mean, GameStop, I had a couple managers that kind of sucked, but overall, they weren't nearly as bad as the ones at Walmart. Walmart managers have zero power in their lives, and you know it because they take advantage of every little tiny scrap of power they have while they're working at Walmart. They're looking to give you busy work and then have another manager come by, see said busy work, bitch you out for that busy work, and tell you to reverse whatever the hell the other manager told you to do. It was insane. They were constantly just, I don't know. I don't know what they were doing. They were just constantly making work for us and then having us undo it and get mad at us for listening to the other manager and telling us not to listen to that manager, even though they're both the same rank. So I guess not having those same managers on at the same time. Why are there so many damn managers, by the way? I felt like none of them were needed. The only time I ever saw them, it was just like an inconvenience. They were just adding more work to our load and then ruining other sections or bitching us out for little things. It didn't seem like they did anything. The store manager did a lot. I understand that. She did a lot. She was helping. Actually, she wasn't even doing that. She wasn't setting hours. Our department manager was setting hours. I don't know. It seemed like the assistant managers didn't do anything. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong, but that's what it felt like. It felt like they just meandered around the store and just bitched at people. That's all they did at my store. So, that's what I'm assuming their job title is. Just assistant bitchy person. Another thing I would do is bring back price matching because for some reason Walmart got rid of that. I mean, I guess some Walmarts do this, but a lot of Walmarts don't price match anywhere anymore because of a lot of people screwing them over by price matching random things on Amazon. I feel like it takes a small, just like sliver of logic to have that not happen to you, but they did because they don't have any logic. So they didn't think, oh, this is a third-party seller. Maybe I shouldn't be selling these PlayStation 4s for like $15 or whatever the hell crazy deal they accidentally did. It's really, really simple not to do that. I mean, just look at, does it say Prime? Is it sold by Amazon? If no, don't price match it. That's what every other store does, and they do just fine. I mean, they've got competitive pricing on some games, but some games you're like, why is Metroid Other M for the original Wii still $50 here? What is happening? Why are there still PS2 games in Walmarts? I don't know if you guys have seen this, but in my local Walmarts, I've seen a couple PS2 games. What are you doing? Just get rid of them. Clearance them out. Get them out of the store. Why are you putting them in the locked up glass case? Nobody is buying that really old copy of like Dance Dance Revolution for the PS2 for $50. I swear to God, just get out of the store. You're taking up shelving space. I don't understand how they even have space for it because I've seen their back rooms and those things are a mess too. The thing about Walmart is the more you work there, the more you realize that it doesn't make any sense for this company to be profitable. I feel like that's the thing that all of my coworkers and I just kept saying to each other, like, how the fuck is this store making money? How is this store making money? It makes zero sense how this is a very successful store with all of the constantly broken technology, the terminals that did not get updated for just ever. Like I mean, there were terminals there. Like you hit the number, you hit enter, it's got the green screen. It's like you're playing Fallout. It doesn't make any sense. I would definitely upgrade all the technology and all the different Walmarts to at least a basic computer that isn't terrible and upgrade the scanners to working scanners because I feel like I started working there and we had like 4 or 5 of them and then we had like one working one that only worked when you held the battery down with your fingers and scanned at the right time, and then you had to hit certain parts of the screen to hit the button. So like you hit over here to hit the button down here. There were so many things that were wrong with it. We finally started getting a couple new ones, but even the new ones were only regulated to 1 per department, and the department manager had it. And it was a pain in the ass to get your hands on one. Just upgrade everybody. And I think they've done that recently. I think people are starting to use like smartphones now or something like that. That's great. But they needed to do that a long time ago because the technology we're using was ridiculous. And it was incredibly hard to help people when none of the scanners worked and the only working scanners we had either had other issues or were stolen by other departments because all of their scanners were broken. It was ridiculous. And we asked for new ones, and the department's managers were just like, that's it. That was our reply. Another thing I would do would be to upgrade the break room, because the break room was a miserable nightmare. I never wanted to spend any time in at all. It had like disgusting couches that people, I guess, slept on that I found out later. They were just old leather couches that were falling apart. And the TV was one of those TVs where it's like, you know it's really old and it's been on forever because the colors are kind of washed out. I think near the end, they finally got one of the other TVs they'd clearanced out and put it back there. But again, that old massive TV was in that break room for so freaking long. And I don't think they even had like a Blu-ray player or anything. I mean, let people enjoy their break a little bit, you know? Give them something. I feel like putting like I don't know, something back there that is comfortable. Maybe dim the lights a little bit, put some more comfy chairs back there. Maybe have some board games so people could play together during lunch. I feel like that would be a good idea. Having board games. I mean, they sell board games. Just penny out a couple of them, or, you know, store. I already forget all the different terminology. You can charge them, or whatever it's called, where you charge the store so you can use it. Do that. I feel like a lot of these different things would improve the morale a lot. And as much as I would want carpet in there instead, don't put carpet because people are just going to spill stuff on it. Improving morale and improving the wages of people, I feel like would be the number one priority for sure. And I feel like a lot of these changes would improve the morale and would improve wages. Would you hire less people? Yes, because I'd have less cashiers because of how many self-checkout things there are. I wouldn't have a greeter. I'm sure there are other positions that I could find that were not completely useful or didn't need as many people in them. And yeah, that would mean that less people would be getting hired, but the people that were hired, they'd be getting paid more and they wouldn't need food stamps because most people that work at Walmart are not full-time employees. And because of that, they get no benefits. And because they get no benefits, they got to work a bunch of other jobs and they just have miserable lives. I know so many people that worked there like that. I know so many people that worked there and they needed benefits badly and they just weren't getting them because they couldn't get full time. It was such a pain in the ass. I would also not discriminate against people who had degrees. Promote those people. You want smart people in management. That's why there's so many idiots that work at Walmart, is because they do not promote people that have degrees. Our manager said straight up to one of my friends, you are not getting promoted because you have a degree. Yeah, it feels like you're probably going to lose this person at some point because they have a degree that has nothing to do with Walmart. But they're obviously smart. They obviously are driven. They've worked hard to get that degree. They give a shit about life. And because they give a shit, why are you not promoting these people? Because at least they'll do a better job while they're there until they move on to something else. Keeping them at a lower position doesn't make any sense. You're definitely going to lose them then. Makes zero sense. Zero logic. So I feel like promoting people that work hard and are proving themselves to be good workers and are looking to further their education, that should be rewarded, you know? So there you go. That's how I would run Walmart if I was in charge of Walmart. I would try to do as much as possible to make other people that work there it's hard to make Walmart the best place in the world to work, but at least make it a better place. There's a reason that Costco, there's so many people that love working there. And I've never heard anything bad about working at Costco. They get really good pay. They have really good benefits. And it sounds like management there knows what the hell they're doing. So just look at what the hell Costco's doing. Do that. That's what I would do. So thanks for watching, everyone. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you think I could run it differently and better, or if you've got another idea for a video. Like the video if you guys liked it. Subscribe for more content. And as always, have a fantastic day. See you guys.